The eccentrical drive of the cutting blade gives the ring cutters their unique performance. However, the ring cutter's maintenance needs are somewhat different compared to a traditional power cutter. In this film, we'll show you how to carry out the service that the user would normally do himself. The service procedures are identical for both the hydraulically driven K3600 and the K960 ring, which is driven by a two-stroke engine. In the film, we've chosen to demonstrate the K960 ring. We'll be showing you how to perform daily maintenance, adjust the rollers, change the blade, and replace the rollers. For other service work, please refer to the instructions that came with the machines. When you've finished working with it, clean the machine. It feels a lot better being sprayed by water than covered in slowly hardening concrete slurry. We also recommend that you oil the blade and the rollers to prevent corrosion. Be sure to inject a squirt of grease into the engagement rollers too. The ring cutter has two knobs set to either the operating position or service position. In the operating position, the knob is fully screwed down and is always used when the machine is in use. The blade then has the correct pressure against the drive wheel. In the service position, the knob is unscrewed and the blade runs freely from the drive wheel. A small but important detail: if the knob is screwed outwards until it goes no further, the rotation of the rollers becomes locked. You achieve the correct service position by first unscrewing the knob until it goes no further and then screwing it in a half turn. We're now going to demonstrate how to check and adjust the roller's contact with the blade. You have to make this adjustment every time you need to change anything on the machine. For example, replacing the blade or rollers. Check and adjust the rollers at least once during the blade's lifetime. This is how to perform the check. First, unscrew the knob to the service position. The roller pressure is correct when you can stop the support roller's rotation with your thumb. If the pressure is not correct, you first loosen the locking nuts. After that, tighten the nuts a little to eliminate any play. Then adjust the pressure using the adjustment screws. Finish by tightening the locking nuts and give it a final check. Screw the knob into the operating position. We're now going to demonstrate how to replace the blade. Turn the knob to the service position and remove the support roller cover. When replacing the blade, also check that the rollers rotate freely. In other words, that the bearings feel intact and that the roller assemblies have full mobility. The drive wheel must always be changed when replacing the blade. Push in the rotation lock on the opposite side. Release the center screw and remove the drive wheel. Treat the blade and drive wheel as parts that belong together and keep them that way. Every new blade is supplied with a new drive wheel, as both components usually have the same service life. Grease up the drive disc's center hole before assembly. Place the blade toward the engagement rollers and tighten the knob slightly to hold the blade in place. Loosen the locking nuts before fitting the cover. If you've had to replace a worn-out blade with a new one, don't forget to unscrew the adjustment screws about 2 turns. Fit the cover and tighten the screws gently. Unscrew the knob to the service position. Check the rollers aren't touching the blade. Otherwise, loosen the adjustment screws further. Then tighten the cover screws properly. Once the blade has been fitted, you can now adjust the rollers as demonstrated earlier. We're now going to demonstrate how to replace the rollers. You can see the engagement rollers on the left and the support rollers on the right. The same type of rollers should be replaced in pairs. Check for wear and tear every time you replace the blade. The engagement roller on the left is new, and the one on the right is worn. Engagement rollers have to be replaced when the flange is down to about its last 1.5 millimeters. 0.06 inch. The engagement roller's assemblies are attached by means of a catch that releases when the knob is removed. After that, the roller assemblies can be pushed out of their housings. Wipe off any grease or dirt and check that the bearings are intact. Unscrew the roller. If you have a vise, it's easiest to do it like this. Remove the washer from underneath the roller and clean it. Grease underneath the washer prevents water and dirt from getting in. Grease the axle too. Wipe off the old grease from the chassis. Push the roller assembly into position so it snaps into the knob. A small tip. The upper engagement roller is worn down more than the lower one due to the feed pressure. When replacing the blade, it is good practice to let the engagement rollers change position in order to maximize the roller usage. Now we're going to change the support rollers. The support roller on the left is new. When the groove has just about disappeared, as with the one on the right, it must be replaced. The support roller is replaced in exactly the same fashion as the engagement roller. The new engagement and support rollers' diameters are greater than those being replaced, so you'll have to loosen the adjustment screw by about 4 turns before fitting the cover if both the engagement and support rollers are being replaced at the same time. Once you've replaced the rollers and fitted the blade, you will, of course, have to adjust the rollers, as we've shown you earlier. Finish by greasing the engagement roller assemblies. Note that the knob must be in the operating position. Squeeze in some grease until it comes out through the lubrication channel outlet. If you follow the instructions given in this film, the ring cutter will continue to be an efficient and properly functional tool for your work.